Hello. So, today I am going to be talking about a watch I have brought. It's a gruen precision alarm. It is kind of neat to me because of the story behind it and because I like gruen. I like all watches, but this particular one is one of my favorite. It's my second favorite. My first favorite is my Seiko 6139 6007. But this one is a very close rival. As you can see, it's got an alarm function. It shows the time, but also it's got the date window. And to me, it's very interesting how they designed this one. This one came out before the Vostok Commanderskis, but it has the name. Hold on. I know there's the back, but I forgot the part that goes over the O-ring so that when you tighten it down, it doesn't compress the O-ring so much, and it's just very neat. I have a Vostok too that I'll show you. That one I'm repairing when I have free time, and it was kind of interesting, the story behind this. If you remember in my previous video, I talked about the watch lot I had purchased about a year or two ago, and I got a bunch of watches and a ton of watch parts, hundreds if not thousands of watch parts. But most of them are duplicates, which is okay, mostly for pocket watches. But this one I got with it, it came in a box full of watches. It was just thrown in there, and it had a bunch of them, Casio, Timex, mostly Timexes, but some were neat, kind of like this, and I've given some of those to my relatives, my family, but most of them I kept for myself. Some of the battery ones I gave them, but most of them I kept for myself. This one is a manual wind, and it was made in 1970, and it's, like I said, gruen precision. And the thing that's kind of interesting to me, since it has the alarm function, and I've already got it wound, and I'll show you the alarm function real quick. I'm not going to let it go all the way down because it takes like a minute to let it wind all the way down. Okay, that's as much as I want to run it. So, it did not come with a band. This band I got, it came with that watch lot, and in fact, it's kind of funny, it's a Timex band, and it's one of my favorite types of bands because it's not, well, it's not good quality, but it's also not crap. The thing that gets me is, besides the band, it's all original. And it's kind of interesting because this has been running ever since it was made, but I've looked in the case back, and there are no servicing marks, which is kind of interesting. And it is not waterproof, it is water resistant. I have gone out in the rain with it, not intentionally, but it has rained on it. It got pretty wet, but it didn't affect it at all. And like the way they, different people give the information is, the way you can tell if your watch is water damaged is the loom gets all black and nasty. This, I don't know if you can see, but it's nice, white, and pretty. And, or I should say, it's not water damaged at all. And it's very just neat for me because it's a piece of history, but it's something that you can actually wear. It's not Timex quality, but it's not Rolex quality or Patek Philippe quality. It's a nice middle. It is not as expensive as even an Omega. Um, but it's not like a Casio or a. It's made for people to wear it and love it, but to wear it and not be afraid of scuffing it or scratching the crystal. It's a quality watch, but back then you could buy it for a reasonable price. Now they're harder to find, but when you can find them, they're more expensive than normal. Uh, it's just it's so neat to me how people can get rid of let's just say their grandfather was a watchsmith. Okay, to me it's so surprising how people can just up and get rid of all their watch stuff for so cheap. I mean, something that was their grandfather or whatever's passion and business and stuff they loved. How could they throw it away after all of their hard work? And it's just kind of frustrating because sometimes you'll hear people buying something like a gold pocket watch, for example, and say, I've watched a few videos on here, and they've said that they were going to melt the watch down for gold, and the watch was working. And the thing that I think frustrates me the most is they would willingly destroy a piece of history. Honestly, I wouldn't want to destroy this. I mean, it's something that I really, really like. And I know some of you people, or I shouldn't say you viewers, like this kind of stuff, are the ones that are interested in watches and timepieces of antiquity, I should say. Vintage and antique. And it's kind of interesting since me trying to learn to become a watchmaker, I have worked on several pieces, but it's so hard to find the antique parts or vintage parts because they're either hard to find, or B, they have a lot of them, but they're super expensive. And that to me is very frustrating. But you gotta do with what you got. Like for me, it's kind of difficult because I've got to deal with not having the right tools, but I make do with what I got. Like this, these aren't the right ones. I need to find better ones. And it's just kind of interesting. And I would really like to, if you have any questions, or let me back up a bit. I don't know everything. Nobody knows everything. But I really want to help anyone who needs info. And if you ever need to have a question, I will try to my ability to help. If I don't know it, I will either refer you to someone who or help you get the info, or I will, I guess, refer you to someone who is an expert in them. But like I said, I am learning and trying to become a watchmaker. And so I will say la vie. Bye.